That was hilarious because me and David were chatting and Lauren was getting louder and louder and louder and louder. She's like, you're not going to get 5 seconds. And I'm like, I know, we're good, right?
I've been expecting you, not inspecting. Right, I'm taking that off. It's the Michael Jackson, doesn't it? I'll lose them both.
Oh my goodness me, that's hilarious.
Were they bought for a guinea pig? They're tiny.
They're what?
A guinea pig.
A guinea pig?
The guinea pig gloves. I can't fit one finger in them.
Guinea pigs.
I don't know when they're cold. Maybe. Guinea gloves.
It's going to be an hour.
It is,
That's
indeed.
hilarious. Right, so let me tell you, welcome to live shopping. Oh, it's been a day, hasn't it? Brilliant. I love it. We're having a lot of fun today. So stay tuned and join in the fun with us. Guinea pigs. Honestly. Right, so welcome to live shopping. Let me tell you how you can watch us and how to shop, which is super, super easy. So you can watch us now on your big telly on YouTube. You can also watch us on Facebook and on our website, which is highlightcrafts.com. If you're going to shop on a social media platform, I'm going to give you a code that relates to a product, and that product will have its own code, and all you're going to do is type shop and then that code into the comments underneath the video, which is super, super easy to do. It means you don't miss a minute, which is fab. Then we're going to send you a message that says thank you very much for your order, and in that message there is a link. When you're ready to check out, and you've got till 8 p.m. to do so, but don't hang around on new products because honestly these are fabulous and they're going to fly. So make sure that you get what you want, put it in your basket and check it out. Before you check out on highlightcrafts.com, please log in because then you get all the club benefits, which is fabulous. If you haven't opened an account with us yet, please do so because it's free to join, and again you get those extra discounts. If you're shopping with us on the website, you can use the shop code if you want to, or you can just click on the product on the side of your screen and that will pop it into that basket for you. Then you're going to get a little red shopping basket at the top. When you're ready to check out, click on that and that will take you through that process, which is really, really easy to do. Let me introduce you to the team. So we've got David.
Hello.
We've got our lovely Sophie, who's camera operating today, not producing or doing graphics. I tell you, we're all multitask. And then we've got our lovely Lauren on production. That bump gets bigger every single day. Not long till you leave now, is it? For 2 weeks?
Oh,
2 weeks, and then we lose Lauren.
Ready. She's ready.
I don't know what you're going to do on that first day off. You're going to be like, what? Aren't you? Lost? Because we're all so busy. You won't be once the baby arrives, but until then it'll be like, yeah, when you do that, you'll be like, how did I ever work?
I know, right?
Right, David, shall we get into these new products? Because these, we're going to start with the returning first.
I'd love to, yeah.
Please.
Okay.
Right, talk to me about this. This is Shop Diffuser. It's a bundle, so you get your 2 oils, which are your lavender and lemon. Now, obviously, you're going to choose the oils that work for you. So if lavender and lemon don't work with the people in your home, then you can use it just with water. And I have to say, menopause spray for me, I love that.
It's incredible.
Honestly, amazing. Because
Yeah.
I get these hot flushes that start at my neck and I just go like a beetroot. And I need something cool to cool me down, drives me
it
crazy.
works so well.
And also it's a really nice fine mist, so even
Yes.
using it in the car would be fine. It's not like spritzing water all over
No, of
yourself, is
course.
it? So Shop Diffuser, $15.99 gets you the diffuser, the lead that you need to charge it. So if you've been buying the power banks from us recently, that'll be brilliant to charge it. And your 2 oils for $15.99. You've got a $3.99 saving. I love this. Go on.
Well, you're actually getting 2 diffusers and 4 oils. You're getting two kits.
Oh!
Yeah, so you're getting
Didn't know
all
that.
of those inside. Yeah.
What?
So you're essentially getting another one inside here. It is incredible value for money. Now, I know, right?
2?
Yeah, so you've got one for yourself and one to gift.
No,
one
one
to
in my
keep
car,
at home, one in your
my
handbag. Yeah, that's it. One in my handbag.
One in your handbag on a Friday
do
night
have a
when you go out in
handbag.
your guinea pig gloves.
With my guinea pig gloves and my diffuser. Check me
6-inch
out.
heels.
Trendsetter over here. Okay, so you actually have a tank inside here, which you can fill, of course, with water. It's recommended to use distilled water. I've just used tap water inside here because I probably would change it every day. With your oils as well, with essential oils. Essential oils are, of course, are actually extracted from the natural plant itself, rather than a fragrance oil. So these are an essential oil. When purchasing and using oils, though, just always ensure that they are right for you. Okay, always read thoroughly the instructions that are provided with those oils as well, because everyone's skin is different, and we all have allergies with different things. So always do make sure to read the labels on those and make sure they're right for you. But if you wanted to, you can just use the diffuser on its own.
I can't believe you're getting 2.
Yeah, I know, it's amazing.
4 bottles of aromatherapy oil that I bought. I mean, it was from a bit of a posh shop, I'm not going to lie. They were $29.99 for 4.
Oh yeah, they are. They're really expensive.
Honestly,
feel it. Do you know if it's a summer's day?
Oh, on the beach.
On your bedside table as you're sleeping. Sorry. Smells drowning.
I woke up and thought I was in the sun, and then I was like, what's going on?
It is honestly, it is fabulous. I love it so much.
Do too.
You can also as well, if maybe you have a night cream or a day moisturizer, if you use 10% in ratio to water, mix it first and put it in here. You can use it as a solution, so as a cleanser as well. It works really well. If you use makeup wipes and use your micellar water, you can do that as well with it, which is amazing. So loads of different things that can be used with this, but great to just have on the go. It does come, of course, with the USB port and the USB cable to charge it up. It takes about 45 minutes to an hour to charge, and you get tons of time with this, honestly. I had this going for about 40 minutes yesterday, and it was just there all day, diffusing, putting the aroma into the room.
It's also nice, especially when you've got your radiators on in the winter, because it makes the room really dry. I notice I get really bad cracked lips and dry skin and all the rest of it. Just having this, almost like a humidifier, but just direct, I think is absolutely fabulous, and I love that. And the fact that you're getting 2, so 4 bottles of oil, and your 2 diffusers, and your 2 leads. I mean, that's just crazy value.
It's incredible.
At $15.99 for 2.
For 2 of them?
Yes.
You would not be able to get that anywhere else. This is an exceptional offer. And I used to have a humidifier, well, I do actually, I just don't have it out at the moment, that would sit on the bedside table and it goes to a point like that.
Yes.
And this here will do it for me, but I can take it around.
Yes.
And it's battery powered, which is great. I think it's fabulous.
I love
it
too.
To bits.
Right, so if you want that, shop diffuser, Mainstays diffuser bundle, $15.99. You've got a $3.99 saving. Right, David, let's get into this.
Okay, brand new moulds for you today, which is really exciting. You're always asking for new moulds, so we've done exactly that. Now, these are from Creativ, brand new moulds, and of course, they're quite nautical in their theme.
Love them.
But you can use them for a whole host of uses, whether of course, you're going to create your very own candle vessels out of these, or of course, jewellery trinket trays, display trays in and around your home. Perfect substrate for you to not only create, but also decorate. Now, the first one that you're seeing here, in fact, should we pop this one out because I've not demolded it yet?
Yes, absolutely. So this is Shop Shell. It's your mussel shell mould. That's not easy to say. Mussel shell mould. And I think this is adorable. We've just had a creative hour before. If you've got those shells, you know, the proper shells that you can put your wax into, imagine this in your bathroom with all your soaps, your lovely soaps in there with your flannel.
Oh, definitely.
Right? And then you've got all your real shells around it. Isn't that just fabulous?
This is beautiful. Now, what I did with this one is I poured neat the white resin cast that we have on the show. And this one here, I actually just sprinkled in a bit of the black. So I swirled it, but I wanted it to be almost a grey, charcoaly colour, so then I could work in other pigments such as gold. And I absolutely love how it came out.
Imagine your marble spray on top of that.
Marble spray, aquastone it, make it look like it's actually a piece of marble.
Wouldn't that be fabulous?
These are beautiful. I love them so much.
I think it's really special, that mould.
And I love here with this one. So as this one here was coming out of the mould, I didn't knock it as much. So you have to just knock it on the edge to get all the bubbles to the surface. Yeah. But I saw through the resin, through the mould, of course, these bubbles, and I left them. And it's like a pumice stone.
It does. It reminds me of a pumice stone.
I think it's fab. And again, that texture is so complementary of the design itself, which makes this whole project fabulous.
Yeah, I love that mould. I think it's really special. 10% of the diffuser is now in people's baskets.
Wow,
well done. I'm not surprised. 4 aromatherapy oils, 2 lavender, 2 lemon, 2 charging leads, and 2 of those diffusers for $15.99. I'm not surprised 10%'s gone.
That is an unbelievable price.
Don't forget to check your baskets out. I'm going to keep banging on about it. We've had so many people ring us recently and went, I missed out. And I'm like, there's nothing we can do about it, unfortunately.
I know, right?
Right, so if you want that one, it's Shop Shell. That's your mussel shell mould, and it's $15.99. Brand spanking new today.
Never seen before.
That's lovely. If you hand make soaps, if you hand make wax melts,
like
this,
absolutely.
imagine that as a gift with cellophane around it, lovely bow, wax melts in there, just stunning. Oh, look at you.
So you've got you've got your tea lights. You could pop those inside here. Maybe,
that.
of course, if you'd gone for something like your wax melts, of course, you're making your own. We're going to actually fill one of these with wax later on. But you could put your tea lights in like this, take the actual wax out of the tins and pour resin around it, and you've got 3 permanent replacement actual holders for your tea lights.
I love that. I think it's really, really, really pretty.
Yeah.
Right, so our next new mould today is Shop Trinket. This is amazing. It's $17.99. I can't get over the price on this because it's really special.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
I love this.
Brand new for you. First time you've seen this today here at Live Shopping. In fact, you actually probably can't get this anywhere else. We're the first people to bring this to you.
Lovely.
These are brand new from Creativ. You're going to get 2 molds inside here. You're going to get your lid and, of course, also your base. Now, this makes up the most beautiful trinket jar. So the base itself, you can see here, deep enough to fill with wax and turn into a 3-wick candle, which is just beautiful. And again, I've used just the white resin cast, but look how the veining in the shells there, the texture almost adds pigment. You can see the shading in there. If you wanted to as well, as this is setting, you could set a hinge into it.
Yes, you could.
So you could set a brass hinge in this one, and when this one is then set in, sit it on top, and you've got a hinge set in both.
Isn't it?
And then, of course, the flat edge just here, you can then sit up against one of those edges, and then you've got your perfect trinket tray.
Those new metallic paints would look stunning on that.
Could
it
you
would
imagine?
look like mother of pearl, wouldn't it?
It would, absolutely.
And maybe you want to keep things like jewellery in it. Maybe you take your jewellery off at night and your watch off and you want somewhere to put it other than on your bedside table. This on your bedside table with all those goodies in would be lovely. I also think that if you are going to make it into a candle, having the lid is nice as a snuffer.
Oh yeah, it is, and of course it keeps dust out of it as well, which
absolutely.
is nice.
But all those different things, keys, you know, just because it's a shell doesn't mean it has to go in the bathroom.
Oh, literally,
I have lovely shells all over the house, and I adore them because somebody special has bought me each one. It's a different person. I know, it's lovely. It is.
It's like marble.
It is. It's just gorgeous. How clever a mould is that?
I know. I've never seen anything like it. And again, the inside of this is incredibly slick and smooth, which gives you, it's almost like, if you were to visualize how smooth glass is, it's like that, but flexible.
Yes, it is.
And that's what gives you this polished finish. And again, you can use the back of a spoon to buff over it, and it polishes it up like marble.
Amazing. Right, so Shop Shell is your first one, which is this one, and that's $15.99. 10% of that is now allocated and in people's baskets. Shop Trinket, which is Shop Trinket, $17.99 for that. That's a cracking price for that. I would have expected it to be $27.99.
Do you know, when we got these in, I thought, these are brilliant, but they're big.
Yes,
I was like, these are big molds. I was like, £35–40 is what we're going to be doing, but it's a one-off purchase because when you've got it, you've got it. A mold isn't a consumable, it's a forever item. But for $17.99, absolutely not even giving that a second thought. No. That's incredible value for money for this.
Shop Trinket, and 10% of that is in people's baskets. Are these moulds food safe, please?
They are indeed. So you can use them for that. I know.
Imagine that.
Chocolate bar. Oh my gosh. Well, you could do
20% of Trinket. Imagine, because you can buy those chocolates at the shelves.
Oh my gosh, you can. Oh, you could, is it like Gillian or something?
Gillian.
Yeah, the nice.
Got stuck.
Chocolates.
Today, isn't it?
All the cheese. Yes, all the cheese. Oh my goodness. What? Don't even go. But again, incredible mould with this one. You can also use it for things like your UV, your epoxy resins as well. The actual mould itself is stabilised by these struts that run across, of course, centrally all the way around your lid, and then within the base as well. With those fabulous indentations, it gives it structure and strength, okay? So it performs almost like a flat roof of a building. It stays suspended in the centre. It is brilliant.
But you could also have them as 2 separate pieces.
Oh, of course you can. You don't necessarily have to.
Look how fabulous they look as 2 separate pieces.
If you wanted to set a clasp or a little brass hook inside here, they would be wonderful hanging decorations. Imagine these on, on your fences in the garden, in a bathroom. They would look wonderful, even if you just want to have it at the side of a sink for a sponge to go on.
Or even on the ground if you've got steps, so you've got a garden where you've got a flatbed. Having these on there would just look magic, wouldn't it? And Aquastone means they can go outside, right?
Oh, absolutely. Aquastone, and use your varnish on these, use your acrylics, your metallics, the whole lot. These are unbelievable.
Okay, 20% of shell is now in people's baskets and 20% of trinket. So these are brand new today. Brilliant prices. I've told you about Creativ in the previous hour. They are a Danish brand and they care as much about their quality of their product, their customer, and the education that they bring you as we do. So it's a perfect marriage made in heaven. It's just a wonderful company to deal with. And they understand that a customer just doesn't want just enough. They want everything they need to finish a project. And I love that.
Yes.
And then when they bring you these moulds, they're exceptional quality. Right, we have a question from Lynn.
Hi, Lynn.
That says, David, would you have to prime the moulds if you wanted to paint them?
Not at all, no. If you wanted to go directly on with hybrids, that will be absolutely fine. The process with the moulds, and especially if you do want to paint, is you can demould within an hour. No matter how big the mould is, with resin cast, you can demould in an hour because it's not even how deep it is. Like, you might think it's dry at the top, it might not be at the bottom. It's a curing process, so it all bonds and reacts at the same time. Okay, you'll feel a slight amount of heat coming out of there. So it's not like when you're drying paint, it's a completely different process. But when you've demoulded, allow it 24 hours before you paint. Because that means all moisture is completely expelled from the mould. If you were to paint it before that process, you may be trapping moisture inside the resin cast itself, which of course is going to contain it and repel the paint. So give a full 24 hours for it to fully dry, just at room temperature, just out. I had mine overnight, just here. I demoulded them yesterday evening. They probably would be absolutely fine to paint now, but a good 24 hours and you're good to go on. But no, you don't need to prime them. With your hybrids, your metallics, the whole lot, you'd be absolutely fine. If you wanted to go for a darker shade of metallic or acrylic, maybe use your black gesso first.
Isn't that fabulous? Or use your black resin cast.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, we got it on the show.
There
we go. That's funny, that, isn't it?
Right, now then, more moulds for you. Now, this is a cracking deal.
Yes.
So, shop mould or moulds. You're going to get roses, daisies, flowers, leaves and flowers. So you're getting 4 different sets of moulds. They are $29.99 for all of them.
Wow.
And you're saving £10.97.
Oh my
Imagine
goodness.
all of these in wax sat in there.
Yes.
Right?
Well, exactly that.
How lovely would that be?
So I've got a few here that I've been making from wax. I'm going to grab a couple of these. So I've got some that I've made in wax. So you can see you get the perfect floral for your wax melts. We've got a little ceramic burner as well. They could go in the top of here.
Look at that.
And then you've got your wax melts with your oils from your diffuser kit. You've got the perfect collection. But also with your resin cast, you can fill these molds with your resin cast as well, creating beautiful flowers.
Feel it? Oh, that's super light. That'd be really nice on a card.
Look at these. Look how detailed it is.
Look at them.
And this is the black resin cast, so then we're going to go on with some gilding wax. I know, right? Oh my goodness. I know. In fact, let me grab one. Oh, what am I doing? I'm chucking them everywhere.
You are?
Let's have a look. So what I'm going to do is just get a little bit of finger wax. Okay. And then let's take this one.
Oh, these are lovely, aren't they?
So I'm going to pick it up and hold it a bit easier. Look at this.
Oh, that's so lush.
It is gorgeous. So I'm just picking out all of the detail just with my finger there. We can use a sponge later on, but look at that. These are incredible.
How wonderful are those?
Now you're getting foliage, the daisies, you're getting the larger leaves as well.
I'm actually going to be really naughty and take these out.
Oh yeah, please do, because you actually get 4 moulds inside this
I know,
box.
that's why I'm doing it, because I need you to see what you're actually buying.
It is
because
immense
these are fabulous.
value.
These would be lovely with chocolate, they'd be lovely with paper clay, with your self-hardening clay, with your epoxy resin, all of the above. But you're getting all of these. Look how beautiful these are. And they're a really good quality silicone, aren't they?
Yes.
You can feel it when you take it out. Look how fine they allow you to go.
Super fine, yeah.
Super, super fine.
So think about different mediums.
Yeah, you've got 6 motifs in that one. You've then got 24 in that one.
24.
Look how tiny you can go.
Super teeny
Aren't
tiny
they
with
lovely?
those.
Then you're also getting 11 in here. So 17, 27, 37, 38.
I'm glad you're here, Mel.
42. 42 pieces.
Don't do things like that.
Do you not?
Not adding
Like
up,
maths
no.
and
Ooh,
taking
no.
away.
Don't know what maths means. Look at that. All of these inside here for one incredible price. Think about, again, getting them for 2 sets for your food or your crafting. Or maybe you're never going to use them for food, that's fine, just use them for your crafting. But you get tons in here. The best way to do it, and I'll show you how to do this, is mix up your resin cast and spread it on like, of course, you're buttering bread. You just smooth it over. If you're filling them with candle wax, you can use a pipette and just dispense it into each individual one. It gives you an even distribution. But if you're going to add your essential oils inside here as well, you get fragrant actual wax melts, which again makes the project even more exciting.
All of those, which is just crazy value for money. Shop mould or moulds, $29.99.
It's crazy.
You've got £10.97 saving. You know, paper clay is brilliant for putting on cards because you literally put it in somebody's hands and you can't feel it. You literally can't feel it. Right, we've got some questions coming in. Please.
Hi,
so we have Lorraine is asking, David, have you got any tips for the jars or deeper candles? I've found the wicks just burn downwards in a hole and doesn't melt the rest of the candle even if I use 3 wicks in a glass jar.
Okay. So that's really interesting. When you're working within a container jar, so for example, a glass jar or jam jar, that sort of thing, the standard wicks that we sell, you'll get an inch melt pool there, okay? So if you've got a candle that's got a diameter of at least 3 inches, you know you're going to be needing to use 3 wicks. Now, whenever you light a candle, you should always let it melt all the way up to the edge before blowing it out. It needs to create a full melt pool. If not, you'll get tunneling, which goes straight through down to the center. So if you're finding that even no matter if you leave your candle on for an hour and a half, because within an hour it should have burnt an inch circle around it, then you're not using enough wicks. It may be that it needs 4 wicks inside there, but you don't want the flame to be closer to the glass than an inch, okay? So you want to make sure it's not too close to the glass's edge. It depends. If you could send a picture, that would really help as well. But if you're using the wicks that we supply, they're a standard braided wick, which means for you, again, that you're going to get an inch melt around there. So it depends on how big that jar is you're working with.
Yeah, I also find sometimes if you don't trim the wicks enough, so make about 3/4 of a centimetre, I would say, and then light them. Always snuff them out properly, so put the lid back over the top, don't just blow them out. And also make sure they're not near any draft.
Yeah.
Because if I buy those really expensive candles, you know, the Yankee ones.
Yeah.
They smell delicious because I love them. But they're expensive, and the number of times it just pulls
down
to one side and it drives me crazy, and it's usually if I've got it in the hallway.
Absolutely.
I've got one of the proper lids that goes on the top of it now so it burns up.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely. So making sure it's not in a draft for me, that's the main thing.
Definitely, you'll find a lot of issues as well. If you are getting any tunneling with any of your candles, do a light where you literally wrap the entire candle in tin foil and light the candle, and you'll notice that will contain the heat and heat the glass up so it will all become to the same level. And if your wick started to mushroom, just trim it off.
Yes, absolutely, that's really important because then it puts smoke up, doesn't it?
Absolutely, you don't want more soot.
Right, Leslie Allen, have you got the white resin cast on the show, please? And do I need gloves too while using it?
We do have it on the show.
We've got the black and white together as a bundle. If you want them individually, you'll find them on the Creativ brand shop on our website. But if you want the black and the white, we've got it on a saving for you of $4.99. It's $54.99 for both.
For both of them. So you're
which is fab.
Yeah, you're going to get 1.6 kilos of resin there, which is incredible value for money. But yes, you can wear gloves with this. You don't essentially have to.
Nope.
I don't always. I tend to wear gloves if I'm working with the black resin because it's pigmented. So if I do get it on my hands, it's a little bit more trickier to wash off straight away. But it's all fully water-based, so it is absolutely fine to have contact with your skin. What I do suggest, though, is everyone has different skin types out there. I would suggest wearing gloves for your first use. But I've got to the point now where I hardly ever bother, but do what you think suits you best.
Lovely. Diane Lysa, how much resin would you need to weigh out for the show, please? And water, thank you.
Fabulous question. So
everybody.
there's loads of questions coming through, which is great. So for your shell here, it is 200 grams of resin cast powder and 60 grams of water.
Okay.
If you do as well, head straight on over to the Creativ website. You'll also find videos on our Highlight Crafts YouTube channel, but on the Creativ website, they have different amounts of resin mixtures with videos as well explaining those purposes, whether you're making your terrazzo chippings, an instant pour, flakes and pastes out of it. So there's different combinations. I always work it in an even multiplication process, which of course you just double the quantities. So if you did 100 grams of resin for like 30 grams of water, just double the quantities.
Okay, lovely. Thank you, David. Right, now then, pigment next.
Yes.
This is magic. So you're getting 9 colours. It's £54 and you've got a £17.91 saving. These are going to last you a long time.
Oh, a lifetime, honestly.
A long time. The amount of pigment in these little chips is absolutely extraordinary.
It is.
And I love the fact that you can colour it yourself because you can make it really deep dark red or a very, very soft pink, depending on how much you add.
Yes.
Right, David, talk to me about these because are these all the colours that they do?
Yeah, so these are all the colours that we have so far from them. Absolutely. Now, these here for you, you use 1 gram, okay, 1 gram of course, the actual pigmented flake against 400 grams of wax. So you can see then automatically how little you need, because for one of our biggest candle molds, you only need 140 grams of wax. So it goes an awful long way. Now, I would say Definitely do your own experimentation with this one. It's really fun adding in your colours to your wax as well, but you need a very small amount and it goes a very long way. There is actually a little colour chart as well on the top of the actual packaging here, and it just shows you, of course, if you increase the amount of coloured pigment to the wax, the strength of the colour that's going to be represented. Now always bear in mind when the candle is melted, the colour is different to when it's set. So what I always do is, whilst I've got my vessel of candle wax on the go, I then take a little bit of it out, paint it on some white paper, let it dry, and I see what colour it turns out like. And then of course I can say, oh, that's perfect blue shade for my shell, or it's too dark, I want to add more wax.
Brilliant. Pauline Ellerington, yes. So Pauline's come up with a really good suggestion actually. She said, oops, press send before typing my question. I did that
I did that the other day.
All the time. What? Oh. As a thought, could it be suggested to Creativ that they provide health and safety warning stickers and oil ingredient stickers for those who sell? I've been told they are a requirement for selling. Yes, they are. We can ask them, but if you do your research online, you could then type out your own sticker.
Yeah, with candle making.
It doesn't have to be something that they add into the kit because that puts the price up.
Yes.
Just have a look on oil sites, see what they're doing, and then type it out.
Absolutely. If you are actually making and selling your own candles as a business, you will want to look into that as well. And you can create something called an SDS, which is a safety data sheet. And that includes, of course, all of the burn time, the oils that you've used, the quantities, and of course the fragrances and where you source that oil from as well. If you're not using oils within your waxes, less it's required on an SDS sheet. But of course, that's something to bear in mind if you are wanting to make a little business out of it. If it's just for family and friends, you don't necessarily have to go to that extent because, of course, it's between your family and, of course, you're sharing your crafts. But it's something that you would want to pass on just for safety's sake. Absolutely.
Right. Pauline Ellerington, another question. Can you add candle dye to the resin?
Candle dye to the resin? I'm going to say, actually, it probably wouldn't work in the same way because it's got wax in it. And wax, of course, as we know, is non-stick, so it might stop the binding process. If you do want to pigment your resin, always work with the hybrid acrylics.
Yeah, because it's not going to melt.
No, of course, it works with heat. Yeah. If you were to mix it with warm water before, maybe to break it down, it's going to be separating its wax. So definitely only use it for your candles. And if you want to colour resin, always use your acrylic paints.
Perfect. Lynn says, can you use soap in the flower moulds?
Yes, you can.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. You can melt down soap at a much lower temperature than you do candle wax. Same process in a bain-marie or a microwave or, of course, in a melting pot. Melt down your soaps. Make them into little beaded soaps as well in a lovely little netted bag. They'd be fabulous. Fabulous.
Right, do you want to get ready for a demo? And I'm going to whiz down the rest of this counter.
Let's do it.
Okay. We've done the main things. So if you are not into candle making, but you want 4 pillar candles that you can put your rice paper on, decorate up, use your candle paints on. It's shop candle. You get 4 of them for $10.99, which is a cracking price. Next, we've got your colour. So we've done those, all 9 of those colours for £54. You've got a £17 and 91 pence saving with those, which is just fabulous. Next, we've got oils for you. Now, again, just make sure that nobody in your house is allergic to them, pets, etc., etc., and make sure that you get the right ones for your household. So this is, you're going to get geranium, you're going to get frankincense, you're going to get eucalyptus, you're going to get lavender, and you're also going to get ylang ylang. So you're getting 5 of those oils there that you could use in conjunction with your atomizer, which would be lovely. Shop oils, $17.99 for all 5. So you can pop them into your candles, pop them into your soap. Just please make sure that it works for your family. And if you're making to sell, just make sure that you look into those labels. Right, next, if you're in the market for a little burner, I love this, the ceramic oil burner. Comes with a pack of 8 tea lights. These are what David's been making with the moulds. How cute do they look in the top of there? Shop burner, ceramic oil burner, and 8 tea lights, $8.99. 10% of this is already in people's baskets. I love these. Just everywhere around the house.
Yeah, definitely.
I have a different one in each room, and it's like this whole perfume shop as you walk through the house.
Brilliant,
it's
isn't
lovely.
It? You can paint them as well, which is nice.
If you want 4 of these tea light holders, which I have to say are super cute. I love these.
Yeah, they're fabulous.
Really pretty, aren't they? I'd buy these and paint them with my new metallics.
Yes, because they're a bisque pottery as well, which means they've already been fired, but they don't have a glaze on.
Yep.
So, of course, you can use all of your hybrids on here, and they look wonderful with the little light shining through the stars.
Okay, so 4 of them for $10.99, shop light. If you want, now then, these are really interesting. Pure beeswax which I love. Candles. I mean, these are going to be just fabulous, aren't they? And you're going to get 5. Look, they've even got, look at that, the little bee on the top.
They're so cute.
Aren't these fabulous? So Sam's worked it out. So you get the little bag, the little muslin bag. You get, look at that. Look at that one. Isn't that the cutest little thing? I love these. They've already got the wicks in them as well, and then you've got 3 of those. So 5 of those in total, £8. You've got a £2 saving. I love real beeswax. I'll tell you what else this is really good on. If you've got drawers that stick.
Oh yeah, use it for the runners. Definitely.
It's brilliant for that.
It's quite expensive, beeswax.
It is, absolutely.
In the candle making world, it's one of the most expensive wax to actually craft with. And the fact that you're getting them already moulded into a tea light is brilliant. So take advantage, because when they're gone, we will not be getting those back.
Right, next one is 10 beeswax candles. Now, these are really cute. Look how lovely these are. These fine. They look like little sticks of rock, don't they? Don't eat them. Please don't eat them. And you will get a mixture of, well, you'll get a colour. So you'll either get black, blue, green, red, or this natural beeswax colour. You get 10 of them. It's £5, 50 each.
That's
amazing.
You know
what I do? I buy a few and melt them down.
I was going to say you could do exactly that. Why
buy
not?
a few. Get one of each. £25. You got the wicks, burn them down, and then good to go. I love those.
Yeah, they're brilliant.
I think they're really cute.
I love, of course, as well. They're really fine, so they would look great in arrangements. They would look wonderful as well in candle holders. But if you've got for your clay that we had the other day, you could put loads of hole and make your own little candle display.
That'd be lovely, wouldn't it? Love those. Right, 10% of those are already in people's baskets. I'm not surprised. I love beeswax. I think it's just such a natural product. It's amazing. Right, quick recap on this, because this was going, wrong way around. It was going a little bit bonkers. So you're going to get 2 of these, and so you're going to get a whole kit twice. So you get this and your lavender and your lemon oil and your charging cable twice. Okay, 20% of this is in people's baskets. There's just water in this one. So if you're a woman of a certain age and you get those hot flushes, this is brilliant. Look at that. One in my car, one in my handbag, one on my desk at work, one on my desk at home, all of that. Look, you can just, it's super fine mist, and it's really cool. It takes about an hour and a half, did you say, to charge? About an hour and a half, to charge, so and then the actual working time you get out, this is loads. I've not actually worked it out, but it's over 2 hours. A lot, which is fabulous. Okay, so you're getting 2 of those. That is shop diffuser, and it's $15.99. 30% of these beeswax candles now are in people's baskets. I'm not surprised. I think they're a wonderful thing. Love that. And we've got to support the bees, because without the bees, we don't exist. No. Right, last one. Oh no, we've got our, Shop Wick is your accessory kit. Now you're going to be using this, right? Absolutely. Your accessory kit is fundamental within candle making. So again, it comes with your wick as well. So a metre of wick. It comes with your stabilising stick, which is essentially almost like your lolly stick in there. And it also comes with a very long thread needle. Okay, so designed for your candle wicks, which threads them evenly, perfectly, to give you, of course, that fabulous pierce and then feed the wicks through. Wonderful. Okay, so shot wick, $4.99. Wow. It's worth getting that. That's really good for that. It's really good. Wow. Shot resin next. So you've got a kilogram. Is it? No, 800 grams, is it? 800 grams in each. 800 grams in each. So you're getting 1.6 kilograms. That's a lot. You've got your black and your white as a bundle, shot resin, and it's $54.99. You've got a $4.99 saving. Annette Gilbert, can you use the gold, silver, white? Sorry, can't remember the proper name. Sprays on resin. I think you mean the marble spray. In which case, yes, you can. Absolutely, you can do. Before we just go into a demonstration, I want to share with you how that needle and thread kit does work, because we'll get time to use this later on, but just before, in case we did run out of time. You get your extra long needle and, of course, your wick itself. Now, it's not waxed, okay, so it's flexible, so it's perfect for your tall moulds. You just thread it straight through. It's easy thread because it's got a wide eye on that one, okay? And then you want to take it to any of your candle moulds as well. You want to pierce a hole just in the bottom, okay? A singular hole is all you need. It's a one-time thing to do. The needle will find it every time. Feed it through like this. Feed the wick through and wait, of course, for it all to pull through. There we are. Then remove your needle. Feed the wick back, so you've got about ½ inch there exposed, and then all you need to do is trim off just like that, and then you use your lolly stick to stabilize the wick itself. So when you're putting your wax inside there, the wick stays central, so you get an even burn down the middle of the candle. That is how you use your fabulous candle making accessory pack
on today's show. It's brilliant. And of
fabulous,
course,
isn't it?
you only ever need one needle. That's all you'll ever need for it. But of course, your wick, then you might want to stock up on as you're working with it. Okay?
So that's shop wick, $4.99. Right, David, let's do some demoing, shall we?
Let's do it, okay?
Let's do it.
So I'm going to put my weighing scale down. I'll turn it around to yourself so you can see it at home. I'm going to go in with the white resin cast. So let's put our cup on straight away and send it back to 0. There we are. Let's have a little look. Okay, and we're going to put 200 grams of resin cast powder inside this cup. Okay, so you don't need to refine it. You don't need to use a sieve, anything like that at all. I'm using a disposable drinking cup for this, but of course you could use any plastic container that you want to use for washable. These ones have got a wax lining to them, so I can rinse them out afterwards. Talking of rinsing out, if you have any excess resin cast left over after a project, of course you can start topping up a mould with it and create like a mould with certain amounts of waste bits. But just wipe it out into a bin before rinsing it, because you don't want it to go down the sink.
No,
okay?
absolutely not.
Even though it's completely water-based, you don't want it to
or
a large
leave
quantity.
it if you've got a thin layer and then crack it.
Oh yeah,
right?
crack it afterwards.
I love that idea.
It all comes out. So I've put 199 grams in there, which is fine. We're now going to go in with 60 grams of water. Okay, so we're going to top this back up. So straight to the top of this. Here we go. And then just watching that come to the top. You can always remove water if you did put too much in it. Just soak a little bit of tissue in there and it'll fetch it straight out. Let's have a look. 59. There we are. Perfect.
Oh, lovely.
So really easy to mix this together. What you want to do, because we've got a larger quantity of this, I'm going to start with one of my palette knives, and I use this one all the time because it's got the little cutout indentations so it swirls through better. It's a little bit like a KitchenAid.
Yeah, absolutely. It's brilliant.
And it mixes really easily. You'll notice it's quite thick at first, and then you'll see it break down, okay? And then it goes to the consistency of like double cream. So mix it through, and already you can start to see that go. Now you'll feel at the bottom of the cup a few bits and bobs that are harder to get hold of. So then I use something a bit finer just to get those from the edges of that cup. Okay, so I can feel those in there. So I'm just going to start to work into that and break those through. And you want to mix it for a little while. If you feel like your mixture is a little bit thicker than it should be, just pop a little bit more water in there. It's a very flexible medium to work with. You do not have to be accurate with your measurements. It's not like an epoxy resin where you've got special parameters to work in.
Chemicals
No,
and
none of that.
and all of that. If you want the resin cast, we've got it as a bundle on the show. So it's your black and your white together for $54.99, which gives you a $4.99 saving. If you want them individually, go onto the Creativ brand shop on our website, and you will find them as individuals on there, which is fab. Is there a certain temperature of water you should use? Asked Fran.
No, I just use cold water.
There you go.
I wouldn't suggest using hot water. Always just use water straight from the cold tap. Doesn't matter if it's super cold or lukewarm. Just use tap water.
Lovely. There you go,
straight from the taps. Okay. Now I'm going to put a teeny tiny little bit more water just inside here to loosen that up before I pour. Okay, so I probably added about 3 grams more of water. Okay, and you want to mix it from anywhere between 1 to 3 minutes, okay, until it's all fully mixed in there. Now we've got the perfect consistency. It should drip, but it shouldn't be runny, okay? So let's start to pour it now into our mould. So I think we're pretty much there. One last little mix. When you've got a bigger quantity of resin like this, you really want to ensure you've given it a good thorough mix. Any little lumps in there won't matter too much, don't worry about that. So I'm going into our shell mould here. We can add some pigment in here if we wanted to. So before we pour, we could actually go and do a little sprinkle of our black resin cast, put some of this in. And what I'm going to do, and bear in mind with this, is put a little tiny splash of water in first, okay, and a little dash of our black resin cast. Okay, not much, but I'm going to sprinkle a little bit in powdered form, okay, and just swirl that in like this, okay, and it's just giving us that little marble. And you see that there, how it's not mixed thoroughly, but it's almost creating that fabulous drizzle of pigment on there. So let's just leave it.
Folding your sugar into your meringue.
Ooh, nice. There we go. So then as we pour it, you get that wonderful marble.
Oh, look at that.
Now I've done only a small amount, and then I'm going to let this trickle down into all the edges. You can see as it's filling all the way down the sides of the mould. And I'm just jumping the mould, okay, making sure it all goes down into the nooks and crannies. And start to fill up again. Just a little bit at a time is all you need. And then again, let it jump down into those edges. It really wants to fill all those little bits and bobs. If you've got a little bubble here, just keep knocking it, and you can always open it a little bit and just knock it like that, and it'll fetch any air to the surface.
How long do I have to work with it, David, after I've mixed it, please?
So once you've mixed it, you'll find that within up to about 5 to 6 minutes, the consistency will have really thickened. Okay. So I would work with it as quick as you've poured it. I wouldn't ever make a batch bigger than 200 grams. I would always then do another batch of 200 if you needed more.
Sense.
Just because you've got a larger quantity to work with there, and you don't want to rush it, and you don't need to rush it.
No.
So what I'm doing is I'm just jumping it, and because I've not filled the whole mould up, I'm not getting any overspill either. So it's really, really easy. And you'll notice how I'm getting these teeny tiny little bubbles just come to the surface, and it's also allowing that black pigment to sort of marble through it as well, which is really nice. So again, we're going to give that a bit of a top up. There we are. And again, do a little bit of jumping, just like this, and let it come around. Okay. Then you want to fill it up so the actual inside of this is flush with that lip of the moulding. So again, one last little fill.
Lovely. Look at that. Perfect amount, right?
Perfect amount inside there. Any that overspill, just pop that back inside. If you did get a little trickle going down the edge, it'll just snap off really easily because it's a very thin little branch. Okay. And there we go. That is your mould filled, ready to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly clean this down and we'll turn it into a candle.
Lovely. Right. Okay. Let's do a quick recap then. We've got questions. Just let David tidy up and then I'll do the questions while he's demonstrating. So, shop wax. If you want 500 grams of the soya wax in cream, it's $15.99. I don't think we've even done that today.
No, we haven't.
$15.99. It's a fabulous product. I found my new bubble wrap.
Oh, yeah, you feel the beads.
Lovely, this, yes. For 500 grams for $15.99, that's fabulous. If you want the brand new today, mussel shell, which is that one there, right?
It is indeed, yep.
If you want that mould, then it is shop shell.
Shop shell.
And it's $15.99, which is a fabulous price for a mould. That's just extraordinary. Look how beautiful that is.
It's so
really
wonderful.
Imagine that in metallics. I mean, that
gorgeous.
would just look stunning, wouldn't it?
Yep.
If you want the trinket, which is this one, it's shop trinket, and it's $17.99. 2 parts. Look at that.
It's amazing.
I love it. And it's really sturdy, isn't it? It's not,
yes, it is.
It's a fabulous product. I love it. So, shop trinket, $17.99. Now then, for me, these moulds are an absolute must-have because whether you're using paper clay, chocolate, regular clay, candle wax, whether you're using your resin cast, shop mould or moulds, roses, daisies, flowers, leaves and flowers. It's $29.99. You've got a £10.97 saving. This is not a choice. You're getting all of them, which is just extraordinary value for money. And I love the fact that you've got some teeny tiny ones as well. So for cards, scrapbook pages, home decor, absolutely fabulous. That's shop mould or moulds, and it's $29.99. Next, we've got shop colour. Now you're going to get all 9 of these chips that colour, these pigment chips that colour your candle wax. Not for your resin. For your resin, you're going to use a hybrid acrylic from Cadence. But the less you use, the lighter the colour. And you can see the band on there. So it tells you can go from really light to really deep, dark burgundy with exactly the same chips. It's all about the quantity that you add. If you want that shop colour, you're getting all 9 colours. So every single one that we do so far, it's £54. These are going to last you. You're going to get hundreds of candles out of these, aren't you?
Tons, absolutely
so many. And you're saving £17.91. Right, going on to the oils now. As we said earlier, just make sure that the right oils for your home, because some of them pets are allergic to, some of them people don't like, etc., etc. So half of the stock of this is gone. You've got your geranium in here. You've also got your lavender, your ylang-ylang, your eucalyptus, and also your frankincense. So you're getting 5 bottles of oil, essential oil, $17.99. You've got a £4.46 saving. That's remarkable value for money because I've just spent a small fortune on oils because I love them. If you're going to put these in a bath, if your skin's not sensitive, just mix them with a bit of milk. It helps the oil carry through the water.
Ooh, nice.
Shop burner next. So you're getting 8 tea lights, unscented tea lights, so you can add your oils in if you wish to. You then also get your little ceramic burner, which you can paint. So you can paint it with your Cadence paints. and 8 tea lights, $8.99. That's shop burner. If you want your little tea light holders, you're getting 4 of these with the stars in, which are like a bisque, so you can absolutely paint these because they've been fired but they haven't been glazed. 4 tea light holders, $10.99. If you want your beeswax tea lights, you're getting 5 of them in that lovely little calico bag with the label on. This is a lovely gift from Hive to Home. Oh, I love that. Beeswax Alchemy from Hive to Home. That's a brilliant line, that. Love that. 5 for £8. You've got £2 saving. If you want these, now these are the pure beeswax, you're getting 10 of these nice slim candles. Now you might get them in the natural colour, you might get them in blue, black, red or green. So it'll be whatever the warehouse staff pick for you. But you're getting 10. Colours will vary. 40% of these are in people's baskets. It's £5 for 10. I mean, that's just crazy value. I'm going to get those and then I'm going to melt them down and use them in my moulds because I think that's just brilliant. Shop diffuser we've covered. So 2 sets, 2 oils and a diffuser and the charging lead twice for $15.99, which is just extraordinary value. And then if you do want the accessory kit, shop wick, $4.99. This is what David was showing you earlier on. That's a cracking price as well, $4.99. Right, let's go back to David, shall we? We've got some questions, David.
Wonderful.
Is resin cast biodegradable? Asked Leslie Ellen.
Biodegradable. The wax is,
right,
but resin cast itself, once set, of course, is a solidified fact. So it's designed to be waterproof, so it shouldn't break at all.
Absolutely.
So when it's biodegradable, it's not something that wouldn't naturally break down.
No.
So I'm going to say no to that one because it has a plasticizer in there.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Fran Mansfield, Clorecast, will the moulds be okay with Plasticast, please?
Yeah, absolutely. They will work perfectly fine with Plasticast.
Perfect. And Karen Halbert, question, is there a guide to how much resin to mix per mould, please?
There will be with education that comes out. If you do go over to the Creativ website, however, they do indicate on their website inspiration and how much resin cast to work with. For, of course, your larger mould here, a 200-gram mix will do the base, and then you'd want to do an additional 200-gram one to do the lid.
Lovely.
Okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
And Creativ are brilliant at education, so go over there. It's Creativ without an E on the end, just so that you know.
Absolutely.
Right, okay, that's our questions done. So let's have a look at what you're doing now.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some wax pellets. Now this here is soy wax, which is extracted from the soybean, so it's environmentally friendly, eco-friendly. A soy wax is a much favoured wax to work with within the candle making world. A lot of candle makers prefer to use this because it's cost effective. It's better for the environment and you get 90% less soot when burning, which is brilliant, opposed to a paraffin wax, which has sometimes some mucky chemicals we don't want to breathe in. So what you want to do is add it to, I've got a melting pot here for the purposes of today's demonstration, but when I'm at home, I would do it over on the hob, so I would make a bain-marie. So I would have a glass or a metal jug inside a saucepan that's filled with boiling water that you bring to a simmer. Set the jug inside, add your desired amount of pellets and stir through until it's fully translucent, then turn the heat off.
Lovely.
Okay, when we're actually melting this, I'm going to turn my melting pot back on. We always want to check our temperature parameters, Soy wax melts at a much lower burning temperature, which has many advantages because it's safer to craft with, but also it means as well you don't need hefty equipment to be able to work within it. So when we're actually using the soy wax, it will melt at over 40 degrees, which isn't actually that hot when you think about it. And so when you're working with it, you don't want to take it over 100 degrees because you could scorch it. If you do get over 100 degrees, that's fine. Just allow it to fully cool till it gets below 80 again. When we're adding things like our dyes and our oils, we want to be below those temperatures. So for example, if you're adding your essential oils to your wax, always use 10% oil in ratio of the weight of your grammage. So just easy multiplication process there. If you're going to, of course, adding a certain amount of grams, add 10% of that in oil. So really easy to devise that. These are 100% essential oils inside here. They're not a fragrance oil. Fragrance oils are typically more of a synthetic base, and of course you've got other additives in there to replicate that smell. With an essential oil, it's extracted naturally and directly from the plant, so lavender is extracted from there, giving you a much stronger smell, but at the same time you want to really mix this thoroughly with your wax, because if you don't, it would form a slick on the top of your candle.
Absolutely.
So I'm melting this down now. You can see I've got a teeny tiny little bit left just there. So I'm just pushing this around with a wooden utensil. I'm using a metal liner here, so I'm using wood with this. You would always want to use that as a recommendation. Again, if you're using a stainless steel one, you'd be fine with a stainless steel utensil, but this is like a Teflon liner inside here.
Lovely.
So I'm just circulating this through, allowing all of this to evenly disperse. I'm going to turn my melting pot off now because they'll melt on their own. So let's just put on this little thermometer, really inexpensive to pick up from any food supermarket, that kind of food supermarket. It's funny that the supermarkets sell food.
It is.
So in here, I'm now reading, let's have a look, dip it back in, let it come to temperature, 68, 72, okay, 73. So we're going there around about 70 to 75, which is perfect.
Okay.
If it was over 100, we'd let that cool.
Brilliant.
I'm now going to unplug my burner because I don't need the heat to be added anymore. Now that there will stay at a state of temperature for a reasonably long time, okay, so you don't have to rush this process. I'm going to add my dye in. Okay.
Got just under 5 minutes.
Oh,
David.
wow.
I know,
Okay.
it's gone really quick.
Really small amount of dyes going in here. All right. And you want to mix your candle dye thoroughly into your wax. Okay. Now, when you're mixing your waxes, of course, you're going to be cooling them quicker.
Yes.
Because you're circulating it. There's more contact with the cool air. It's going to cool them down quicker. So now we've got this lovely blue colour. It's pigmented that quickly. And because we've gone with blue, I'm also going to pick lavender.
Okay.
Now I'm going to add just a couple of drops to this. Again, always make sure you're adding the right oils for yourself. And of course you're handling them in the right way. If it's the first time working with them, I'd suggest using gloves as well. I'm just going to add a couple of drops to this one because I've experienced myself working with this in ratio as to how strong it is. So I'm going to put about 3 or 4 drops in. 2, 3, 4. Let's go for a 5th. There we go. Just for good measure.
Proper sleep then.
Absolutely. Now, mixing this with your wax is essential as well. You want it to bond thoroughly with the wax. Okay, just a gentle stir won't really be sufficient to ensure it's thoroughly mixed in there. So we circulate it through. If your wax was too hot with essential oils, you'll spoil the scent, okay? You'll essentially burn off any of that scent. So when you're burning your candles, the smell you're getting is because you're burning the wax, you're burning the scent, which is why you can smell it stronger. If you overheat it in this process, when you burn it, you won't get as much fragrance. So we want our fragrances to be super strong and smell great.
Lovely.
So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take some of our stemmed wicks. You'll find these on our website, okay? You can, of course, use your candle making accessory pack for additional moulds. But I'm just going to pop these inside here, okay?
And our website, just so that you know, is halakcrafts.com.
Absolutely. So I'm using a little bit of hot glue inside here. You could use red liner tape as well. That works perfectly fine.
I would use John's power
Oh,
tape.
yes, that's a great one, that.
Because honestly, that tape is just magnificent.
It really, really is. Now, again, whilst I'm doing this, I'm allowing all of my wax to cool. I've not really centralised those, actually, but it doesn't matter too much because I've got only a few minutes.
We have.
I'm going to then just put a little bit of a webbing here of sticks to stabilise these. Now, we are bringing you a fabulous product which has loads of little holes in it to stabilise mini wicks. I'm really excited about that.
Didn't tell me about that.
I know, I've not told anyone about that one. But it's coming soon, so hang fire for that. We are working on it. It's fabulous.
Brilliant.
So I'm going to put that one there, and then I'm just going to put another one just to the end. So shan't be a second. There we go. And put that one then just there. So now I've got a little pouring section just here.
Perfect.
So we can start to top this up and then trim the wax wicks off afterwards.
I love the idea of putting a candle in that resin cast. I think it's super cool.
Oh, definitely.
Look at that colour.
Look how pigmented it is.
That's beautiful. Wow, that's like a sapphire, isn't it?
It really is.
That's
so strong.
Stunning, David.
So I've put in pretty much just enough of that here.
How long will that take to set, please?
So you want to leave this to set for a good 4 to 6 hours, but don't light it until 24.
Okay.
That there will have probably cooled and gone off there within, I'm going to say, an hour and a half at room temperature, but leave it as long as you can. It's going to stabilise that one too.
Love that.
There you go.
Love
and there's
that.
your candles.
That's brilliant. Thank you, David. So if you want your new moulds, brand new today, Shop Shell will get you that fantastic mould that makes this. Look how that looks like marble. It's amazing. And it's Shop Shell, it's $15.99. If you want Shop Trinkets, which is just delicious. I love this one. I think it's so special. My grandma and my mum would have had something like this on their dressing table.
Definitely.
And that one is shop trinket, and it's $17.99. I mean, that just with a little hanger on the wall would look stunning, wouldn't it?
It would.
But on a bedside table, think about your brand new metallics from Cadence. Oh, they're going to look amazing on that, aren't they?
Yeah.
We need to do some of that.
I think
don't
so
we?
too.
Right. Thank you very much for joining us. I am back with you with Amanda next with pipe cleaner crafting.
So excited for this one.
I'm so excited too, and I've already got my shopping list, and I've already got a basket with stuff in.
The projects look amazing.
I know.
I'm
they
obsessed
are
with
fabulous.
it.
I bought the inexpensive ones, and I wish I hadn't now.
Yeah.
Because these are a different level.
Oh, the
I can't,
quality.
honestly, night and day.
Soft.
They are.
Silk.
They're tremendous. And you don't see the wire through the middle either, because they're
Yeah.
full. So join me for that. Then I'm back with, no, words, Melanie. Hannah. At 11 o'clock for a crazy mad deals hour.
Ooh.
And then 12 o'clock you've got downloads with Adam.
Downloads with Adam.
And then 1 o'clock Amanda's back. So stay tuned, because we've got a fun-packed morning and an early afternoon for you here at Highlight Crafts. I will see you in about 4 minutes. David, thank you. Thank you to the team, and have a rest of the lovely morning.